Hi everyone, how you doing? In this video, I'm actually going to be doing a comparison, the read and the write of an SSD versus the traditional SATA hard drives. Basically, what happened here was I actually bought a new 240 Corsair Neutron GTX SATA3 hard drive for my Mac Mini. Uh, excuse me, and I just want to show the comparison of the read and the write speed. So let's get to it. Well, before we do, let me just show you what I wanted to get, which was a Samsung, not the 512, but the 256 size hard drive. But unfortunately, Fry's was out, so I opted for the second best, or the one I thought was the second best, which was the Corsair Neutron GTX 240, and I paid about $205 for the unit here with the rebate. So. Of course, it claims 555 read speed and 510 write speed, but according to my test here, it was a bit lower. So let's get to it, and then we'll do some comparison with with an external hard drive that I have, and then also the internal SATA, and then with the Corsair Neutron GTX. I use a software called excuse me. I use a software called DiskB Test by Blackmagic Design, and this is actually a very popular one that's used to do a hardware or hard drive test. So first off, let's select the external drive that I have attached, and this is actually a 2 terabyte USB 3.0 connection. So let's do that. And this one roughly gets about 30 megabits per second. Excuse me, 30 megabytes per second for the write, and then the read you get about 36. I typically run it 2-3 times just to see where it's at, and then wait for it to stabilize, and then we'll get an average of its speed. So this is an external hard drive, 2 terabyte Toshiba USB 3.0, and it's getting about 30 write and about 35 read. Next, we're going to do the 500 gigabyte factory Apple hard drive that is actually in the Mac Mini, and we'll see what kind of speed that's getting. If you notice, it does have a slight bump in speed. On the external drive, it was 30 write, about 35 read. In this drive, we're getting about 55, 57 write, and about the same read speed. So internal is actually definitely better than the external drive. Now let's take a look at the new drive I just installed, and this is actually it's actually running the OS, and it's running the whole operating system right now. So let's give that a shot here. Now again, before we start the test, Corsair claims they claim about 555 read and write at 510. But of course, I've got a couple of things running in the background along with this video recording, so that may hinder the speed a bit here. But let's give it a try, and we'll see where it's at. Now the speed is actually, if you look at it, it is quite impressive compared to the factory internal and also the external SATA drives. And because this is a SSD, there's no moving parts and it's just way faster. My previous test without this recording going on is actually in the 500s. So because I've got a load on it, computer's working a bit harder, so the numbers drop quite a bit. But I get it roughly around 510 here. for the write speed, I get up in like I get up into the 430s for the write speed. So it's actually not a bad hard drive, and it's something to consider if the Samsung is not available wherever you're at. So thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps. If you like, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them below. Thanks.